Bubba Wallace here from 2311 Racing. Funny thing about being fast, you end up waiting a lot. First to show up, first in line, then just waiting. Me, I rev up Chumba Casino. With over 200 social casino games, no slow lanes here. Why sit around when you can spin? I'm already racing. Your turn. Play for free at ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
Welcome to the So You Missed Church podcast. We are happy to have you here with us today. Happy Monday to you. This is Clint Daly, and I'm hoping that if you missed church this week, or maybe you just didn't go to church this week, maybe you didn't even miss it that much, that we can help you get your week started in a positive way. Got a story for you today. An elderly Italian Jewish man was in failing health, and he wanted to unburden his guilty conscience by talking to his rabbi. So he went to his rabbi and he told this story. Rabbi, during World War II, when the Germans entered Italy, I pretended to be Catholic and I changed my name from Levi to Spumoni, and I'm alive today because of it. And the rabbi answered, hey, self-preservation is allowable. And the fact that you never forgot you were Jewish is admirable. That's nothing to feel bad about. The man went on. Okay, but Rabbi, during the war, I met a beautiful Jewish woman. She knocked on my door and she asked me to hide her from the Germans. I hid her in my attic and they never found her. And the rabbi answered, well, that was a wonderful thing you did. You have no reason to feel guilty about that. You saved her life. But the man continues. Well, Rabbi, it actually gets worse. I was weak and she was beautiful, and I told her she should date me so that the Germans would believe our story. We have now been married for 48 years. Once again, the rabbi said, hey, you are both in grave danger, and you would have suffered terribly if the Germans had found out about her. There is a favorable balance between good and evil, and you'll be judged kindly. So don't have those feelings of guilt. Give up those feelings of guilt. What you did was right. And the man nodded, and he said, thank you, Rabbi. It's actually a great load off my mind. But I have one more question. And the rabbi said, of course, what is that? And the man answered, when should I tell her that the war is over? Now, I know it is commonplace today to say we have no regrets in our lives. We say, I wouldn't change anything I've ever done. But I will warn you about this. We need to understand the difference between being grateful for what we have and also perhaps having some regrets about some of the mistakes we've made along the way. You know, many people will say regret is a useless emotion, or that they have no regrets whatsoever in life. I don't believe it. I think most of us are filled with regrets. Did you know that in psychiatric labs all over the world, they have determined that regret is the number one top felt emotion? We feel regret more than loneliness, more than anger, more than sadness. And more importantly, regrets can cause loneliness. They can cause anger. They can cause sadness. Maybe we regret things we have done, or maybe we have regrets over missing an opportunity to do something when we actually didn't act. We tend to regret things that are actually possible to have happened, though. I know for me personally, I don't regret not becoming a world-renowned chemist because I barely passed high school chemistry. But we may regret things from our past that we did that were wrong. or were hurtful. And my question for you today is, what do we do with those regrets? Do we push them aside and say, regrets are useless? They are a self-made prison and we should forget those things. Interesting. Let's think about this a little. First, understand this. If you have regrets, you're not alone. Like I said, regret is the number one felt emotion by human beings. Second, even God has felt regret. In the book of Genesis, chapter 6, the Bible states God regretted creating humanity. As God's sorrow and grief over the pervasive wickedness and violence of human beings had filled the earth, God had regrets. Okay, so how do we fix those regrets that we have? Well, the answer is actually simple. First, we confess those regrets to God. The book of 1 John says that if we confess our mistakes to God, that He will purify us as though they had never happened. Second, sometimes this is the most difficult one. We forgive ourselves for those things that we've done. We acknowledge our mistakes, but then we move forward. And lastly, we take those regrets with us and we learn from them. In the book of Exodus, Moses goes up the mountain. He receives the 10 Commandments. He gets them from God Himself. But when he comes back down the mountain, he sees quite a scene. As Moses is coming down, he witnesses the Israelites acting like fools and worshiping the golden calf. And Moses, in a fury, smashes those tablets given to him directly by God, and he rebukes the people. And there is regret all over this story. Moses has regrets. God seems to have regrets. The people have regrets. There's plenty of regret to go around. But does Moses just say, well, hey, I did what I did. I have no regrets. I'm moving on. No. Moses goes and collects the broken tablets, and they would go into the Ark of the Covenant that was to be carried by the Israelites everywhere the Jewish people would go. We carry our regrets with us because that is how we learn. That is how we do better in life. We know everyone has regrets. Everyone has moments that they wish they had been better. We don't ignore them. We don't pretend they didn't happen. We carry them with us, and they serve to make us better people in the future. When we encounter those obstacles again, we say, I'm not going to do the same thing. I'm going to be better this time. Regrets are completely normal. The key is that we use them to motivate us to be better people. Hey, remember, you can always contact us at youmisschurch@gmail.com. Feel free to reach out to us. We do want to be a source of encouragement to you. You can follow us on Facebook or X at YouMissChurch. You can subscribe to the podcast pretty much anywhere podcasts are hosted, and we are over on YouTube as well. Hey, I want to wish you a very happy Monday, and I hope that you have a great week.